What the fact?
Before he was famous, musician Johnny Cash was a military code breaker for the U.S. Air Force. When he worked in Germany, he handled the hardest jobs, intercepting Russian intelligence and deciphering code transmissions. He copied the first news of Stalin's death. Hugh Jackman worked as a birthday clown named Coco and made just $50. Jackman admits he doesn't know any magic tricks, and he was told off by a 6-year-old. Adam Jones, the guitarist of the rock band Tool, worked on makeup and set design for Hollywood blockbuster films such as Jurassic Park, Terminator 2, and Ghostbusters 2, and he used his background in film to create Tool's unique stop-motion music videos. Before establishing KFC, Colonel Sanders worked at a gas station and once also got into a gunfight with a rival gas station manager. Before realizing his true potential in comedy, Will Ferrell worked as a teller at Wells Fargo. Apparently, he lost close to $600 on his first 2 days on the job. Sir Patrick Stewart used to regularly fabricate fake news in the newspaper he worked for because he was spending his time practicing theater with a theater company during times that conflicted with his work schedule as a journalist. Stand-up comedian Demetri Martin worked as a White House intern during the Clinton administration. Albert Einstein worked as an electrician on the Oktoberfest 1896. Before he was on MTV's Jackass, Steve-O went to Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College and worked for several years as a performing clown. Pope Francis worked briefly as a chemical technician and nightclub bouncer before entering the seminary. Ronald Reagan started work as a lifeguard at a park in 1926 and was credited with saving 77 lives during the 7 summers he worked there.
ChrisTopProgram.com, home to No Name, the dark web serial killer, rideshare stories, and What the Fact.
What the fact?
Bill Hader once worked as an usher at a movie theater and was fired for spoiling the end of the Titanic to noisy patrons. He probably just figured they already knew the end. Science fiction author Gene Wolfe worked as an engineer on the design of the machine that makes Pringles chips. Bob Marley worked on an assembly line at a Chrysler plant in Newark, New Jersey under the alias Donald Marley. As a teen, Christopher Walken answered a Help Wanted ad and worked as a lion tamer. Actor Michael Keaton got his start in show business as a production assistant on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He helped with the puppets and ran the trolley. Henry Ford worked as chief engineer at Edison Illuminating Company before starting his automobile business. Steve Carell worked as a mail carrier for a while. He quit after 7 months because his boss told him he was not very good at being a mail carrier and needed to be faster. Kenneth Coe, the inventor of Zoloft, worked his way through college washing dishes at a restaurant which was named Hung Far Low. Before he was famous, Bill Murray was arrested at Chicago's O'Hare Airport on his 20th birthday after joking that he had 2 bombs in his luggage. While no explosives were found, he was carrying 10 pounds of marijuana. 35 minutes before Elvis Presley was born, his mother gave birth to his stillborn identical twin. Throughout his life, Presley believed his brother was a spiritual guide, referring to him as his original bodyguard. While we're talking about Elvis, the king of rock and roll, he was told to stick to driving a truck because he would never make it as a singer. While in school, Shakira's music teacher thought she sounded like a goat and rejected her from the school choir. In 1994, J.K. Rowling, besides having just gotten divorced, was on government aid and could barely afford to feed her baby.
What the Fact is a Chris Top Program production.
What the fact?